We are absolutely delighted to say Ellie joins us now on the sofa to tell us all about her 4 decades in film. 4 decades, can you even believe that?
No, it's awful, isn't it? When you know, it's hard to take in, to be honest.
Oh, and now to be nominated for an Oscar, that must feel so lovely. Congratulations.
Well, it's unbelievable. I'm delighted, of course, but, you know, it was so unexpected.
So let's go way back. And how did you first get into the industry and what was your big break?
Oh, golly. I mean, originally, many years ago, I won a scholarship to do fine art and painting, and bizarrely from that ended up doing theatre design at the Central School. And, you know, we were affiliated with all the West End theatres that went out and, you know, assisted people. And then one day, desperate for work after a brief stint of trying to temp and not being able to read shorthand back, I got offered a little job on a film called Buster, which was Phil Collins.
Phil Collins, yeah.
And there were 2 positions offered, the art department.
Yeah.
I said, what's that? Because obviously I only knew about theatre. And the production office. So I thought, well, if I go into the production office, I can dip into every department and see how it works and what I'd like to do and eventually, you know, what direction I want to go in.
Yeah.
So I was, for my sins, a production runner once only. Nearly killed me.
Yeah, I bet.
It's a hard work, isn't it? People don't realise how hard it is.
Well, back in those days, there wasn't such thing as hours. You had to be the first one there with the keys and the last one to leave.
Yeah. But what an apprenticeship at the same time.
Well, discipline.
Yeah.
You know. So I was very lucky to have that.
And you cut your teeth that way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Would you watch films with an eye where you're enjoying the film, or do you watch films and think, oh, I would have done that better?
I struggle, in all honesty, to watch any film if I know who has decorated it. And, you know, obviously it's a psychological thing. If I don't know the decorator, I can sit and watch it happily, you know, and enjoy it. But, you know, it's an insecurity, I think. You're constantly second-guessing whether you could have done it like that or successfully pulled it off or not.
Yeah.
So can you explain what set decoration is? It's within production design, I suppose, is it?
We used to be under the production design umbrella. I would very much like it if we were, you know, heavily in that position again. We have been separated slightly in recent years, where it's now 2 departments. You have the art department and set decoration. The art department obviously do the structure of the build, or the 4 walls, you know, engineering, installations, the fenestration, windows, doors, all that sort of thing.
She's totally judging our set, by the way.
Yes, I've given it once over.
Do you like our set? Because we've got some fantastic set designers here.
Yes, delightful. Yes, lovely. I mean, you know, I haven't looked behind me yet, but I'll have a quick look on the way out.
Have a little look. Yeah. We just saw some pictures of Napoleon, which was so lovely. Is it about who you know rather than what you know?
No, it's about who you know is only going to employ you if you know.
Yes.
And you know, I've been blessed to work with people of a certain age and professionalism that really do only employ people they trust to get on with it without being guided, and to stand shoulder to shoulder when things get tricky, and to be able to brainstorm at high speed and troubleshoot. So, you know, you're allowed to get on with your métier without too much interference, because you're there, because they trust you and they trust the longevity of your career and your experience. And that's great, but having said that, most of the people I work with go at extreme high speed.
Really?
Yes.
They want things hit there and then.
Sometimes you have to think on your feet. It's there and then, but it, you know, it runs like a military operation, and I and other heads of department run their departments like that.
Well, you have to, right? Because the time is literally money, isn't it? So you know,
time
you've got a certain amount of shooting schedule you need to do all by every day, and
everything. But of course, you know, over your head always is the big grey cloud of the budget, and you are totally responsible for that as the person that's running that particular department.
Yeah.
But you do get to go to some incredible locations. I mean, when you worked on Gladiators, how was that? What was that like?
Well, the first Gladiator, Morocco for me is my paradise.
I love
on
Morocco.
Earth. You know, the people are divine. The heat is amazing. It's lovely dry heat. You know, there's great local support there. Incredible skilled craftsmen. And it, you know, it is one of my favourite places on earth, I have to say.
This is one of your scenes, right? You designed all of it. Sorry, we're seeing now.
This is the gosh, Gladiator 1, the training school. Yes, all those cages that you see. Again, we have to work with the animal department about, you know, how far the bars have to be apart. They had to be made of, you know, of solid steel, you know.
Are you out there with the wrecking as well before you?
Yes,
Yes. You'll be looking at the location and so
yes,
forth.
absolutely. Oh my gosh, it was so long ago now, but yes, and the art department out there was Spanish. So you know, you meet the most amazing people, the most unexpected characters. That, you know, I remember their paint department particularly, astonishingly talented and inventive. Yes, yes, incredible.
And you got, is it Gladiator 2 you have as well?
I've just done Gladiator 2.
Is that for those who are about to die? Is that what it's called?
Sorry?
For those that are about to die, because that's what they say, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Gladiator 2 for me again was in North Africa, where we did the first one.
Oh, wait.
And it was lovely because it was almost like a roll call of the previous crew members that we had, and I was, you know, very, very nicely welcomed. So.
Now, I know we shouldn't be defined by awards and trophies and things like that, but I really want you to win because I feel like you're doing it for the single mums.
Oh, God. Yeah, that was... I mean, do you know, I think... I'm not sure that it can be done anymore today. I mean, my daughter and I flopped over the finish line. But I did literally put her under my arm and race for planes and go to foreign locations. Like one, I remember Colombia, we did... Love in the Time of Cholera in Cartagena, and her first school was in Cartagena. She was 2.5. Her first language was Latino Spanish, where she was correcting me in my attempts to speak Latino Spanish, and I used to put her in schools all over the world where they didn't speak English at all, and she just had to get on with it.
You did, right? You had to.
You know,
Ellie, best of luck.
Yeah, she's
really
20 now, really streetwise, very worldly, great with adults, you know, and a survivor.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Well, that's the achievement,
Good
right?
luck.
Yeah, I'm very proud of her. She's the apple of my eye.
You can watch all the Oscars red carpet action on the Sunday, the 10th of March from 9 on ITVX, and Jonathan Ross on just for the main event, 10:15 on ITV1. And best of luck. Thank you.
We're dressing Ellie as well with goth, aren't we?
I
don't think you need it, but yeah.
You don't clap yourself.
I know, I was like, why am I clapping? Why am I clapping?
And welcome, Oti. Oti, thanks for coming on the sofa. The competition is really heating up now for Dancing on Ice, isn't it?
It definitely is. I don't think we've ever had such high standard before, because every single one of the celebs are so good. But also they're really working hard and they're all really passionate, and you can see it every Sunday night.
I mean, they're not all so good, are
yes,
they? I
they
mean,
are.
They are, actually. They are really...
But, like, there's got to be someone who's really standing out. Come on.
Oh, you mean standing out?
Yeah.
There are a few that are standing out, and for individual reasons. Like, for me, someone who I really adore is Adele, and I think she's got an incredible story. She's such a strong woman. She's never danced, never skated before, and every single week she gives us something completely different. We also had Ryan Thomas, who...
He's brilliant, isn't he?
He's brilliant, isn't he? He fell twice, and then he came back this Sunday with an extraordinary program, and it's just the development that you never know what's going to happen every single Sunday. It's just so unpredictable. But they all deserve to be there.
Because it was really, you know, that it was very competitive between him and Greg, like Ryan Thomas and Greg Rutherford.
Is it? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, they're very competitive behind the scenes. Yeah,
right, I didn't know.
That's my little scoop when I went
yeah?
there.
Right, she's
Anyway,
got a little
Oh,
gossip
sorry.
Is that the thing they said weren't to say to anybody?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, yeah. So Ashley Banjo's off on his tour.
Yes,
yeah.
he is.
So you've got Johnny filling in.
We have Johnny, where Johnny is an incredible Olympic-winning figure skater, and he came and he did a show, and I think all of us were just gobsmacked, like literally mouths open, astonished. One of the most incredible programs and shows that we've ever seen, and he's just fabulous. You know, it's such a pleasure to be on the panel.
My word.
Just look at him go.
The elegance. I'd love to be able to do that.
I know, right? Just to get up, have those strong thighs.
Wow.
To
He's
get up.
going fast.
There is a
isn't
show
he?
you can go on, Josie, to learn how to do that.
I'd break my face in
We
like
could
this.
sort of like,
That'd be TV gold. That'd be
Hey,
TV gold. We would love it.
babies. We got
babies.
babies. How are you finding parenthood, motherhood?
Do you know what? It's kind of this new level of exhaustion that you learn to work with, but it is the most amazing thing ever. When you wake up in the morning and you see the little baby's face, or my little baby's face, her, and you're just like, wow, I absolutely love you. I love motherhood. I love how it feels. I love just that new feeling of, this is who I need to become to be strong for you. And just the gratitude that I feel to be able to actually have a little girl, which is amazing.
Yeah, she come quite early, didn't she? You were in
She
NICU
did.
for a long time.
Yeah, she was in the NICU for about 6 weeks. She came 2 months early, which was totally unexpected. We didn't know, and actually I gave birth at the UCLH, and they were so amazing, the NHS, and I've said this so many times, I don't usually get sick, so I never really am in hospital, so I never really have to use the NHS that much, but then I really needed them, and they were incredible. Like, we were taken care of so much, and not just me, but all the mothers there. I have a few NICU mom friends now, and we keep in touch, and we talk about each other's children, but I think the whole process to go through it was something really traumatizing. And I didn't really talk about it
You
for a
kept it
long
secret. You're very good at keeping secrets.
No, you just don't say anything. It's not a secret. You just don't say anything. Yeah, I didn't say anything for about 9-10 weeks because I wanted time with her and my husband. We just wanted to be a family with my family. Mutsi came from Germany. My parents came from South Africa.
He's so lovely, your husband.
Yeah.
You're so well suited, aren't you?
He's lovely. He's lovely. And we just wanted to be a family and just have fun, enjoy Christmas. And then we were like, okay, fine. Now we're all calm. Everything is okay. We can just talk about it and celebrate her.
We find out so much about you every time you come onto the sofa. But one thing we did not know about is your secret, sordid past as a civil engineer.
Yeah, you didn't know? She's smart. I studied civil engineering in South Africa. But I started dancing when I was 4, and then I studied civil engineering. And that's really why, because I'm a part of this incredible team called the T Team. And really, we talk and we raise awareness about this new qualification that's called the T levels. And it's amazing. And for one T level, it's 3 A levels. And we talk to a lot of 16 and 19-year-olds because, you know, sometimes you study something and you don't know what you want to do, where you want to work. And with this, within the 2 years, you actually get 45 days industry placement. And it's so incredible for parents who are like, well, you might want to try this. You might not like it. Feel how it is. Because when I was studying, I studied and then I actually got to work and I didn't like it. I was like, this is not for me. But I learned a few transferable skills from there, like timekeeping, which I never keep. I'm surprised I'm actually on time.
I don't know how you do it.
I know.
I don't know how you do it. Not with a baby as well. I just don't know how you do it. But you do it.
That's the thing. You do it, you know. And I would say that is due sort of to my engineering background, where you're able to look at a problem and just find the solutions and be like, how do I fix this? How do I make it work for me, for my husband, for work? How do I just make it all work? It's difficult.
Mums just do it.
Yeah.
Blokes just talk about doing it.
I can't
There's
believe
the
I've been
difference.
called a mum on this morning.
It's great.
Mums just do it. Yeah,
You look so proud.
You do.
You should be. Good to see
Always
you.
a pleasure to
Thank
see
you.
you.
Thank you for
Yeah.
having me. Thank you
Great
so
to
much.
see you. We'll see you
you.
soon. Take Christmas joins us now.
I'm going to take responsibility for that one, mate, because I pulled you up on it, didn't I, just before we came on, and I put it back in your head.
Yeah, you're playing Jedi mind games with me. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing.
Oh, Chris, thanks for joining us. That was from your last tour, Peaky Blinders, and you've got a brand new tour, Yonks.
It is, yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
So Yonks is, you know what, I've gone old school. You know, in the 90s, I was a massive stand-up fan, and you know, I think the Edinburgh Festival these days plays a lot into developing people's tours, and because you need to stand out at the Edinburgh Festival, a lot of shows end up being quite thematic or about a subject, you know, and I think my last tour was a little bit like that as well. There was a lot of personal, family-like stuff and about kind of being a dad and doing all of that in the dark, you know. And
brilliant.
Yeah, whereas
so funny.
This one, I've kind of gone old school and done one of those stand-up shows that's about absolutely nothing at all. So it's about loads of things, but there's no theme. It's about everything from Arnold Schwarzenegger to William Shakespeare and me love for one and me hate for the other. And, you know, AI and turnips and loads of stuff in between. So no one's learning anything. That's what I'm saying.
No one wants to learn anything.
No one wants to,
laugh, right?
There you
Is that
go.
because you got into trouble for telling too many stories about your family? Is that what happened?
Do you know what? I've given my daughter this tour off already. She's yeah, she's my daughter's 10 now, and she's you know, she used to. I think she's getting to that age where, you know, the kids become a little bit more aware of it, don't they? Okay. But I remember once I was going to do a telly show, and she goes, she said, "Now don't be talking about me on the TV tonight." And then she thought about it. She went, "Actually, talk about me on the TV."
Can we talk about her one more time, because you tell this amazing story about bath time with her?
Yeah, so this story was on my very first live at the Apollo, and it was about my daughter when she was about 2 years old, and she did a poo in the bath. And she handed it to me, and she asked me what it was, and I had to smell it to see what it was. And then I kind of played the story out about what was going on in her head, whether she really didn't know what it was, or whether she was like, "Hang on a minute, I can get this fella."
Well, she thought it was an ice cream, didn't she?
Yeah, listen.
Easily done.
Yeah. Oh, she said to me, "What's this, Daddy? Is it ice cream?" But the thing is, that's the only, for years, that was the only bit of my stand-up that she'd ever seen, right? Because my wife showed it to her. And so for years, she thought that's what I did. She thought I just went out to work, I told everybody she did a poo in the bath. and it got to the stage where she kind of knew that's how I earned money. And she must have been there going, "Oh, do you know what? Thank God I did that poo in the bath, or we'd have nothing. We'd be..." Yeah, we wouldn't be able to eat.
So good. So good. Oh, wow. And also, one day when she gets married, you know, it's going to be in the speech as well, isn't it? You know what I mean? She won't like it as much then.
Absolutely, yeah. But the thing is, as well, she said to me as well, this is the innocence of children, right? She goes, "Can I come to your show?" And I said, "No, you're not old enough." She said, "When can I come?" She said, "When I'm 18. And she goes, "And you can tell the story about me doing the poo in the bath, and then I can come out the end and go, 'Hey, everybody, it's me.'" I said, "You're really not going to want to do that, sweetheart. That's..."
That's so good. Sorry. There's a lovely, staying with your daughter on a kind of different non-pooey note. Technology is really helping you out here a little bit, get closer to her, because obviously, you know, your vision is hugely impaired.
Well, hugely. Nothing, mate, nothing.
What can you see, actually? Could you have nothing, or do you see light?
Blurry light. Yeah,
okay.
just different levels of blurriness. And I was watching in the dressing room, by the way, the little girl that was on before Maya.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what a sweetheart, wasn't she? So
yeah.
positive as well. I mean, just amazing.
Great.
But no, I'm sure with Maya, it's kind of just nothing if she's never seen, whereas mine deteriorated, so it's just blurry light, really.
OK, but AI is helping you out quite a bit here, isn't it?
It gets a bad press, doesn't it, AI?
Yeah.
I mean, it will kill us all one day, but you've got to take the rough with the smooth, haven't you? But at the minute, and I use it every day, and I can use the AI. I'll take a photograph of something, and it will describe what is in the photo to me in a way that no human has ever got the patience to talk to me. And it means that I can take photographs of my daughter. I can, even if she does a drawing, I'll take a photograph of the drawing, and the AI will literally explain it's a drawing of a park setting with a pond, and there are stick figures and stick dogs. And it even said, the sun has been drawn with a stitched effect to make it look like it's stitched. If I ask my wife that or anyone else, they just go, it's a park. I wish I'd had it like 8 years ago. I could have taken a photo. It would have went, it's a poo, don't go near it.
Oh, Chris, I'll tell you what, you've got funny bones. Like, you only got to open your mouth and I laugh my head off. You're so funny. I just think you're brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
You bring joy, that's why I call you Christmas.
Oh, thank you very much, mate. Good backtracking. Good back.
Absolutely brilliant. So you're on tour now and,
tour.
with Yonks.
Yeah.
Where are you tonight?
So I'm in Maidstone tonight, tomorrow. I was in Bury St Edmunds last night and got home at 1 o'clock in the morning. So this is me after 3 cups of coffee.
Oh, you're doing well.
Powering through. Maidstone tonight and tomorrow, and then we carry on basically we carry on until people stop buying tickets. I'll keep on going until I'm in a room on my own.
Yeah.
That's never going to happen.
But tickets are on my website at chrismccausland.com, really, for everywhere. I'll be going everywhere.
No, a nice little plug there, Chris. Sorry, I just lost it then. He's too funny.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Chris, thanks so much.
Thank you. Now, after the break, Alice Bear.
He's having a nice time at Classic FM.
I'm enjoying myself.
Walker's with us now. How did this job come about?
It's a strange old situation, Dermot, because you get offered various things at various points. And, you know, I'm busy. I've got stuff I'm doing at Channel 5 at the moment. Whole Channel 5 team are watching this, by the way. Hello to the Channel 5 team as well. They're very excited in the newsroom today. But Classic FM came along and they said, we'd love you to think about doing breakfast. And sometimes a job just feels right.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's too big an opportunity to say no to, because I would hate to be in a situation a few years down the line when I'm listening to someone else do it thinking, that would have been amazing to do. So I'm sat here today, very proud to be a Classic FM breakfast presenter.
Oh, good. And Dad, I was just saying, you do look very refreshed.
Yes.
But you're not getting up at 3 o'clock a.m. every morning, are you now?
No, exactly. When I used to do BBC Breakfast, you know what it's like. If the alarm goes off at 3, that's far too early. That's like a flight to Spain time, isn't it? Yeah. But I get up now about sort of 5:30, 5:45, which is
morning.
Essentially a light.
Early morning, but morning.
Yeah, and I feel great, I feel refreshed, and I really enjoy. I think if you enjoy the job that you do, we're all privileged to do something that we love doing. I love talking to people, I love being on the radio and getting those messages back from people who are, whatever they're doing in the day, they're enjoying listening to that, or, they're enjoying watching this show now, and you are a bit of a part of what they're doing.
Oh, Dan, when you were getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, did you constantly feel like you had jet lag?
By Wednesday, I was like full zombie mode. And also, you get really emotional, don't you? So by Wednesday, I was like, end of the show, you're like in the toilet just crying about, just anything sends you up. Yeah, someone says something nice about your trousers, you're like, oh, so kind of you.
You had a little cry in the toilets?
Well, not every day, but I think you just get. Don't build it up too much, Joe.
Sorry.
No, I think when you are sleep deprived, you get a little bit emotional. But I'm really enjoying it, and I know people. Whenever you do a job that involves being up in the morning, people are obsessed by what time you get up. But I fly out of bed in the morning because I love what I'm doing.
There's something very special about a breakfast audience, whether it's on telly or, especially in radio, I think.
Yeah, and I think I work in telly and in radio, but I love telly. But there is something, and you'll know this, there's something really intimate about a radio audience, and particularly at that time of day as well, because without beating around the bush, people are. Sometimes they're in their pants, they're in bed, they are the first person that you might hear in the morning, they're getting their kids ready for school, and there's something quite special about that relationship because you are sort of introducing the day to them and they are spending those first few minutes, those moments of the day, getting ready for whatever is to come. They're spending that with you, and that's a really special relationship.
Is the show quite interactive then? Yeah,
you heard about Dan Walker's dog walker there, which when I first heard that idea, I thought, really? But
what I love about that idea is such a back of a fag packet idea.
I know.
It's actually really good because you're like, what? Actually, no, it works pretty well.
It does. So every day we get, so many people send in pictures of their dog, because lots of people walk their dog first thing in the morning. And loads of dogs and humans, thankfully, love Classic FM. So, there's people who are out there walking their dogs, listening to the radio, and every day we shine a little light on a human and their hound, and we call it Dan Walker's Dog Walker.
I love it.
It's a nice way to get out of bed, classical music, isn't it? But what I like about your show and Classic FM and Radio 3 does as well, is that there isn't so much snobbery there. You know, it's just you're educating a lot of people, and people are just sort of finding new. That's what I love about radio. You find new stuff on there.
Exactly. I think it's really important to say that, Derm, as well, because I think many people have an image of the sort of person who listens to classical music, and I think what Classic FM has done brilliantly is it said it doesn't matter. You might know the difference between Mozart and Beethoven, and you might have a favourite piece of music from Shostakovich. That's fine, but we're also trying to appeal to that person who would say, oh, I heard that on The Simpsons, or I've seen that film, I've seen that advert. And I think it's for all of us. And people say, I don't know anything about Shakespeare, but we use Shakespearean phrases every single day. And it's the same with classical music. It's in our DNA.
What gets you pumped? A bit of Vaughan Williams?
Yeah, exactly. I love a bit of Vaughan Williams.
Elgar, you sort of working out...
What are you doing there?
I don't know.
We don't know. I'll tell you what else was in your DNA.
Yeah.
We saw the snake hips on Strictly dancing. Do you still see Nadia?
I do, yeah. Well, obviously, she taught me to dance, and one of the things I promised Nadia was that at some stage in her life, because she's always wanted to play golf, I'd say, you know, I love golf, and that's how I relax. I'll get you into golf. So she's learning to play golf. Annoyingly,
she's really good at golf.
Yes, exactly. She'll probably be better than me in about a week. But yeah, still see her, still good friends with loads of the people on the cast yesterday, cast and crew. Yeah.
Tell us what is this ritual between songs, the press-ups?
Well.
What, 5,000 or something?
No, I can't. I don't really know how to explain this, Dermot. But when I started, I thought, you know, when you start a new job sometimes, you think, let's have a little challenge to go along with it. And I'm not really a Jimmy person. I'm not into massive muscles or anything. But I thought, I tell you what, I've always wanted to do a press-up challenge. Every single day since I started on Classic FM, I'll try and do 100 press-ups. Now, there we go.
Oh, look.
Now,
can you get them in? Can you do 100 in a row?
I can do 60 is my record in a row. But I'm smiling there, but there's a lot of pain going on. But actually, I've done now 5,200, I think, as of this morning. So when there's a track that's longer than about 8 minutes, I just patch out.
What's the ideal song, ideal piece of music to do press-ups?
Well, we were thinking about this morning. I quite like Jay Unger's A Show Can Farewell. Do you know that one? Slow. It's not really sort of, you know, let's pump those muscles music, but I like that. Just calm, controlled, and just, you know, with the rhythm of the music.
What's the Egg Club all about?
Yeah, come on, Dan. That's what we want to know, because I've got into this Egg Club.
OK, so a few years ago on social media, it's another one of these stupid ideas, a bit like Dan Walker's dog walker, but it works. I just started judging people's eggs, and they'd send me their pictures of poached eggs, and I'd say, no, that's not an acceptable poached egg. And I started making these silly rules up, and at the peak of its powers, Josie, there were about 400 people sending me egg pictures over the course of a weekend. Even people coming up in the street and saying, this is my poached egg, what do you think? There's only, I think, 20 members of Egg Club. I don't know. You know what it's like, it just develops.
It's like the least fun egg out of all of them.
People have shouted at... What are you talking about?
Well,
poached is the king of eggs, isn't it?
5 ways you can have an egg.
No.
So I'd go fried, boiled soft,
poached, scrambled...
Omelette, scrambled, poached.
No, it's poached, then scrambled. Surely it's poached egg, top egg.
No, fried for me with a little bit of soy sauce. There you go, Dan, that's one for you.
Hello.
What?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Fried with a little bit of soy sauce.
Oh, Nazi
there you
Garan, a little bit of that jazz.
And Dan, thank you so much for coming on.
Dan.
Classic FM Breakfast with Dan Walker is broadcast weekdays from 6:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Classic FM, Global Player.
I know you get up early. Give us half an hour tomorrow. We'll get you in the right frame of mind for the day, OK?
All right.
Yeah.
That's a promise.
All right, then. Do you know what? I'll take it.
There you go.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you very much.
Trailer looks epic.
You did highlight I've been doing this for 24 years now. It was actually nearly 25 years ago I was on that island for a year. But honestly, that whole journey across the Congo was magical. It was kind of everything you could ever want from a journey. And I've done quite a lot, but it really affected me.
But, I mean, your last trip into the jungle, was it 2008, Ben? Was it the one before this? It was a bit of a harrowing trip for you, wasn't it?
Well, I did a series years ago called Extreme Dreams, and I contracted a disease called leishmaniasis. It's one of the world's neglected diseases, affects lots of people die from it. And the treatment is pretty archaic. It hasn't advanced because not enough wealthy Westerners get it for pharmaceutical companies to want to come up with a vaccine. So it's still a chemotherapy to treat it. And I was off work for a long time and had some pretty extreme courses of treatment. So I did, it was a struggle to go back into the rainforest where I was very vulnerable. I was living with the Benjele. I was sleeping, you know, in the same sort of structures that they slept in. So I was quite vulnerable to everything they're vulnerable to.
Even though the first time we got it, we were in Peru and this is in the Congo.
Well, yeah, so the disease, leishmaniasis, actually wasn't prevalent in the Congo, but there are plenty of other.
How do you get the disease and what does it do to you then?
The one that I got years ago was from the bite of a sandfly.
Right.
But, you know, the reality...
That's simple.
And it could be cured very simply. Like I say, it's one of the neglected diseases, and I've been working with charities to try and encourage pharmaceutical companies to come up with a vaccine or a better treatment, but that we're still waiting.
Wow.
Right, OK.
So with this show, did you have a good idea as to what you wanted to do? Because the Congo is so vast. Did you have a good idea what you wanted to do when you were there, or was it a voyage of discovery, like when you were there every day? Like how much are you told? How much do you plan yourself?
I wanted a proper adventure. I remember reading Tintin's Into the Congo, and I'm not, you know, that's not the oracle of what the Congo is, but I think it's always been in my head that the Congo, what would it be like there? So I kind of wanted to scratch beneath the surface and find the real Congo. So the Benjele is ancient Congo. This is people who have lived as they live for thousands of years unchanged, one of the most beautiful, profound experiences of my life, but right through to modern day Congo, which includes this extraordinary group of people called the Sapeurs. The Sapeurs are sort of Congolese dandies, and it comes from when the French had it as a colony, which was not a great period, obviously, but many of the Congolese fell for French fashion, and they still parade up and down in three-piece tweed suits and bowler hats with pipes, through to voodoo wrestling, one of the craziest, most bizarre, scariest, most eccentric thing I've ever seen. I can't wait for people to see it. It's wrestling, as we know it, but wrestling where they don't actually make contact with each other. All of the magic of the wrestling is in voodoo, so they use their hands to freeze people. I mean, wait till you see it. And they dress in hot pants and miniskirts.
So the tribesmen are still practicing all their ancient traditions still?
The Benjele that I lived with was just amazing, I have to say. There, in my search as a kind of journeyman, a storyteller, it was everything that I want in my life. They live a simple, happy, humble, caring, thoughtful community life. They look out for one another. And I think I've been searching for something over the last 25 years. I think I turned 50 last year, and I think when you reach that milestone, you start looking for meaning in life. I don't want to get too profound for you, but for me, I am searching for the perfect way of life. And I think a lot of society, including myself, have lost their way.
Yeah.
We're constantly striving for more. We want more of everything. We're never complacent with what we have. And I say that with a great respect, because I know a lot of people are genuinely struggling when it comes to lots of finances, mental health. But for me, the Benjele live such a beautiful, happy life, and I was really moved by it. It's very intense. You know, you're always, someone's holding your hand, someone has their hand on you. They're in your face the whole time, but there's something really beautiful about that.
Presumably as well, the mix of cultures in such a vast area. Like in a month, you could have done 6 months there, I guess.
Oh, I mean, I could have spent so much time. I went to see Western lowland gorillas, which I've been filming for years on Animal Park on the BBC, and I've seen them in captivity. I've never seen them in the wild, and that was a really magical experience. We're wearing masks there to prevent us from infecting the gorillas. We were obviously very sensitive on this whole journey. When I say we, myself and the crew, we were very sensitive to the Benjele. We had an anthropologist with us the whole time and translator, because, you know, there is lots of cultural sensitivity when it comes to the people, but also the wildlife.
Sure.
So you're out there, you're spending time with the most remote tribes in the world, and you're seeing all their practices of ancient traditions, and you come back and you say that we've like severed our connection. We've severed our connection with spirit, or severed our connection with nature. Is it really hard to come back and adjust to our world now after you've been out there and experienced what you have?
I find it increasingly hard to go from this extraordinary, really intense experience like I had with the Benjele, suddenly back to being a dad, children, modern life, like we all do. And I kind of thrive on those two very different worlds, but I find it increasingly hard.
Yeah.
The inequalities I find harder and harder. I'm so aware of how lucky and privileged I am in this country, let alone in the grand scheme of the world. And I do find it harder and harder, and it puts more and more confusion into my already slightly confused brain. But I think I really like the fact that I'm able to actually make films that hopefully will make people think. You know, we were chatting about bushmeat, for example, Dermot, just before this. You know, I'm a conservationist and environmentalist. I've passionately campaigned against things that I feel are wrong. But when I visited a bushmeat market and they got really cross that we were there, understandably, you kind of understand they don't have supermarkets brimming to the top shelf full of food. So they are forced to consume what lives in the forest. But they do it, not everyone, but a lot of them do it with fairness. They protect and are careful about their consumption.
Well, we cannot wait to watch this. Thank you, Ben. Thank you for another brilliant series. Into the Congo with Ben Fogle continues Sunday at 9 p.m. on Channel 5.
Thanks, Ben.
Yeah, well done, you.
Thank
Well done, you. Tracy Ann Oberman has swapped the screen for the stage as she stars in her own adaptation of the famous Shakespeare play, The Merchant of Venice.
Now, as the show's West End run continues, Tracy's joined us this morning. Great to have you with us.
So lovely to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
It was nice to chat a bit of Shakespeare.
Oh, absolutely.
A writer ahead of his times, ahead of the curve. He really was, wasn't he?
So people are intimidated by Shakespeare, and actually they shouldn't be because, well, I even get really intimidated by Shakespeare, and I wouldn't race to the theatre unless it was one that I could really get into. And the great thing about the adaptation that we've done, Merchant of Venice 1936, is it's 1.5 hours long. It's really sexy, it's really punchy, it's really political, and it's very easy to understand. So people who, we took it all over the country. People who've never seen a Shakespeare before have been coming back 3 or 4 times because it really spoke to them.
Merchant of Venice is a brilliant Shakespeare play. So just give us a kind of an overview.
Yeah. So it's a difficult play. I've always hated it myself. I really have. I think it's a really difficult play. It's a Jewish moneylender who makes a contract with a Venetian aristocrat for 3,000 ducats and makes a jokey contract to say that if the aristocrat, who's deeply anti-Semitic and has spat at her and treated her like a dog for many years, the joke is if he can't pay back his money, she wants a pound of his flesh. And for various reasons, he can't pay back the money. He destroys her life and she takes him to court for that pound of flesh. And at the end of the play, spoiler alert, her life is slightly destroyed. But so I've taken it, along with Bridget Lowermore, and we've adapted it. We've cut all the fat off it. But we've set it in 1936 against a backdrop of Oswald Mosley and the British Union of Fascists and the Battle of Cable Street that my great-grandmother, I based my Shylock on my great-grandmother, who came over as an immigrant and stood face to face with all her neighbours at the Battle of Cable Street to say to the fascists, "You shall not pass." And so the play has got a very interactive ending, and it's got a feel-good message at this minute in time, which is people are trying to divide us. We're better together, we're stronger together, and we're prouder together.
Very, very important message right now. It really, really is. It really, really is.
And how did the adaptation come around then? Who did you sit down? Because you said you hated the play.
I really don't like the play.
I think it's adapt it?
Well, it's true. I've always looked at it, and I think maybe being the only Jewish girl in the class, and I was forced to read Shakespeare, and then I always say interval, but it was break time. In the break time, all the kids were running around, sort of rubbing their hands together, saying, "My ducat's my daughter." It's a deeply anti-Jewish and racist play. But instead of taking it out of the canon, I wanted to reclaim it, and I wanted people to be able to see it in all its full goriness, but also understand what it was saying. And I wanted to set it in a time that really explains what racism meant.
Was the adaptation quite tricky then? Because it is a complicated... It's one of Shakespeare's more complicated plays.
It is a complicated play. I mean, lucky audiences. It normally runs at 3 hours and 45 minutes. Ours is an hour and a half. I can't stress that long enough. But it's done so well. It's really spoken... it started out as a 2-week job that we were doing it at Watford Palace Theatre. It then went up to Manchester. It's just finished a 13-week tour, absolutely sold out around the country.
Done you.
Went to the Royal Shakespeare Company, sold out, and the audience have propelled it into the West End. So it is like the project of my life. I wanted it. I saw a production of the all-female Julius Caesar at the Donmar, and for many years I'd been thinking, what happens if you take Shylock and you turn it into a woman? What would happen? And when I saw this all-female Julius Caesar that worked so well, and I really understood it, I started to work on this idea of this very strong matriarch. I had these strong, tough matriarch great-grandmas and great-auntie, Machine Gun Molly, Sarah Portugal, who wore a slash...
Machine Gun Molly
was
your auntie's
tough.
nickname.
That was her great-auntie's nickname. These were tough, strong matriarchs in the East End who knew how to cut deals and make bargains, and I wanted my Shylock to be based on this.
You're the first female to play.
I think in a major production, yes. It's a real groundbreaking... And, you know, the love that the audiences have had for it, I cannot thank you enough. It's, you know, I've taken a year and a half out of my life, out of television and everything else, to put this production on, and it has really spoken to people.
So sorry, Craig, I was just going to say, like, tough women were made in tough times.
Exactly.
Have your family, since watching the show, have they opened up about their struggles?
Well, I always grew up with it. You know, I come from a Holocaust family background. I always knew about it. My great-grandmother, Annie, who I very much based this character on, she escaped. You know, if you've seen Fiddler on the Roof, she used to watch that at Christmas and go, documentary, because she grew up with all the pogroms, and she saw her dad nearly being beheaded, and she was sent over at 13 on the boats to escape from those pogroms, and landed in the East End of London, lived on a factory floor, and she loved England. She called it the Golden Medina. But these women were tough. I think, like all immigrant women, to leave your home and to come over and to build a family in a foreign country where you don't really speak the language, you're tough. And particularly from 1900s onwards, you know, the English like their women to be very decorative and quiet and not very political. But these immigrant women were strong and tough, and they knew how to cut a deal, and they were often widowed. So that's who I wanted my Shylock to represent.
And as you said, in the Battle of Cable Street itself, it was the whole community that came together. It wasn't just the Jewish community in the fight against fascism, which is the message we want to propel today, right?
Look, we're living in such febrile, difficult times. You know, I myself have got 24-hour security. There's so much Jew hatred, and also just hatred in general.
Because of the play?
Because of, for many reasons, unfortunately, since the horrific attack by Hamas in Israel and the ongoing war, actually, even before Israel had put a foot inside Gaza, there was already, within the first 24 hours, over 300% rise in anti-Jewish hatred. And I just think if you're Jewish at all at the moment, or even, you know, any minority, there's just a lot of hate around. So the lesson of the Battle of Cable Street that I was always taught is that Oswald Mosley was great friends with Hitler. He got married to Diana Mitford at Goebbels' house. Hitler was his friend. He taught him all about whipping up Jew hatred amongst other working-class communities to get a power base. So he had his private army of the British Union of Fascists, and they marched on Cable Street to show the Jewish entity they weren't welcome. And the Irish working-class neighbours, the English working-class, the Afro-Caribbean community, Somalian sailors, trade unionists, dockers, they all stood together and said, if you come for the Jews, you come for us all. And they linked arms and they overturned milk floats. And they pushed they did not pass. They pushed those back. The power of unity. We're stronger together, better together, and prouder together.
Good message.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you
for having me.
And good luck with the rest of it.
Yeah, The Merchant of Venice, 1936, showing at the Criterion Theatre until the 23rd of March.
Yeah, at Piccadilly, Criterion Theatre till the 23rd. Do come. Tickets are still available.
Lovely.
Thank you so much. Good luck with the rest of it. Thank you so much. Right.
Quiz show Pointless. He's become a global best-selling author, selling millions of copies of his hit series, The Thursday Murder Club. It is, of course, the brilliant Richard Osman. Welcome, Richard.
Welcome. Thank you. Lovely to see you both. What a great show so far.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, let's see if we can continue it.
Richard was saying he was sitting over there wanting to get involved all the time. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, everyone who comes on. Martin, I've got a question for you. The doctors who were so brilliant. Yeah. Weren't they? I just wanted to sit and say thank you. But yeah, anyway, listen, carry on. You're doing a great job.
Thanks very much.
Anyway, that's all we've got time for.
You can leave now. You can leave now.
I just cannot. Well, I can. The success you've had. I mean, you've sold over 10 million books worldwide now. They're saying it's the next Harry Potter.
Yeah. It's kind of annoying, isn't it? Is that what you're doing? It's kind of annoying his success, his prolific success.
And I felt like I never had to really read the brief because Craig has been talking about you all evening last night, weren't you?
Well,
he's like your #1 biggest fan.
The Thursday Murder Club is just a fantastic series, and the characters are brilliant, and you become so invested in them, and the way they live and the way they strive to have their best lives, even in this nursing home.
Yeah.
They're brilliant, aspirational characters.
Well, it's a joy. You know, I've always written, and about 5 years ago, I thought I've got to write a novel. And again, my mum lives in a retirement home, and I just met some of these people. I thought that's the thing I have to write about. I have to write about this generation, the extraordinary things they've done, and the life that's still in them, and the adventures they have, and the counter side of that, you know, grief you're talking about later. So I thought that's what I want to write about. And yeah, people have really, really taken it to their hearts, and around the world as well, which is so lovely, because I love writing them. I love the characters, and to share them with people is it's just a dream.
Is there anything that you know you do to develop your writing, or does it just come to you? Do you have to go on long walks, or does it come to you during that, or do you make notes all the time? How do you develop the stories?
I try. This is the key to writing. If anyone is at home writing, the key to writing is do anything you can to stop to not write. So I'll sit downstairs for hours and hours and hours and go, I'll just watch Bargain Hunt, you know, and then eventually I go upstairs. The cat will sit on my lap. For like 5 minutes, I'll be like, oh, I don't want to write. And then suddenly something clicks in. One of the characters will say a line, or someone will walk into a room you've not met before, and then, you know, you're writing. But yes, it's all characters. When people fall in love with characters, they'll read your whole book. Do
you have a favourite? Because I'm guessing, I'm going to take a stab that you have a thing for Joyce.
I love Joyce.
Yeah.
I love Joyce because, you know, she writes a diary, so we're sort of inside her head a little bit more. I think all four of them are different parts of my brain. I think I've got a bit of Ibrahim the psychiatrist, a bit of Ron, the Bolshevik Union leader, a bit of Elizabeth the spy, but mostly Joyce, who just has such a kind of... I love her kind heart.
We were saying last night, we just wonder what your IQ is.
Oh, God knows. I don't think it's that big.
We do, don't we, Craig?
Yeah, I think you have a crazy large brain.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah, we think it's...
No, if you saw me at home just sort of trying to fix things, you'd be like, oh God, no, this guy's not the brightest.
Okay.
He's not the smartest guy I've ever met.
Wearing cornflakes in your beard.
I was trying to fix the boiler, and I was like, I don't understand this at all.
So, can we have your big announcement, please?
So I've done 4 Thursday Murder Club books, and there will be more. There's more coming back. But this year, I've written a brand new book with brand new characters. So we haven't ever told anyone the title or the front cover. I think we got the front cover. It's called We Solve Murders, is the name of the book. It's out in September. It's a brand new series. There you go, look at that. Sort of like
you've a cover and everything. OK, so this is really happening, Richard.
With a cat and a gun. Unfortunately, it is happening. And it's about a detective duo. It's about a father-in-law and daughter-in-law. The father-in-law has a small investigations company in the New Forest in Hampshire. But, you know, he doesn't really like leaving his village. All he likes going home to his cat, and he likes to make sure he does the pub quiz every Tuesday. That's all he wants. His daughter-in-law is a close protection officer to billionaires around the world, so she's always flying to private islands on private jets. Her life is in danger, and she has to send for the only person who she can trust, which is her father-in-law. Suddenly, he's going around the world on private jets, and he's not happy about it. But it's got all the kind of wit and humour of a Thursday Murder Club. But, you know, you're in St Lucia, and you're in Dubai, and, you know, it's such an absolute treat.
This character sounds very familiar. Might he be sitting on the sofa opposite him?
Well, do you know what?
I mean, you have to travel. You'd rather be at home with your cat.
That's sort of where he came from, Steve, who's that guy. I thought whenever I go abroad, and it's lovely to go, I know it's lovely, but I'm always like, I just want to sit at home and watch the snooker, really. And I just thought, what if I had a hero who was forced to travel around the world on private jets and is not happy about it? I don't travel around the world on private jets, by the way. So, you know, he's literally on a private jet and they don't have beer or crisps. And he's like, oh, God, this is the worst. So, it's, you know, I just force him into... Because he loves his daughter-in-law so much and she loves him. I force them into this kind of... this unit that has to solve murders.
Are you nervous? Because the Thursday Murder Club, they're so familiar and the characters are so charming and lovable. It's a safe place to write from, I would imagine, because you know them so well. Going into new territory, does it feel like that kind of difficult second album kind of situation?
You know what? I was nervous at first. It's like going to a new school. And I thought, you know, can I do this? And for the first 3 chapters, I was like, you're not Joyce. You're not Ron. And actually, 3 chapters in, I went, oh, my God, I love you. And that's the moment when, as a writer, you think, OK, I think this has got legs, because if I like the characters and if they're surprising me, I think, oh, good, I think people at home will like them as well. And, you know, there's 3 main characters, the father-in-law, daughter-in-law, and a woman who's the world's best-selling crime novelist. She's like Jackie Collins, and she's kind of the third wheel. And the 3 of them, when I put them together and they start talking to each other, I'm like, it runs away. And so I think I love it. I mean, who knows? But I love it.
And Steven Spielberg is also a big fan of your work. He's been in touch. Talk about got legs. I mean, Thursday Murder Club is going to be made into a film. It's
going to be made into a film, hopefully filming this August. Amazing casting news, which I'm not allowed to say because it's... but certainly one of the cast is someone who people always say to me, is so-and-so going to be in this film? One of the cast
Judi
members...
Dench.
One of the... Craig, you will not get it out of me. This is not a brown trouser interview.
She's Elizabeth. I'm just saying she's Elizabeth. You should cast her.
But one of the names is someone I never would have thought of in a million years, but is absolutely brilliant. So I'm incredibly excited about it.
Wow, so you've got the film and then it's hugely popular. You've got a series on the way as well. You're in talks to do an actual series.
Of We Solve Murders, yes. And Netflix have bought the rights to We Solve Murders, which is great. So, yeah, I mean, listen, it could be a busy few years. Unless everyone reads We Solve Murders and says, this is not for us, in which case they'll go quiet. But I think anyone who likes Thursday Murder Club will like it. Listen, a lot of it is the same. It's like British humour, there's a few tears, there's, it's
familiar.
Lots of murders.
Yeah. There's a moment in the last Thursday Murder Club book, and I don't want to give too much away, but someone passes away, and I sobbed throughout the whole thing in the build-up to his or her death.
Yeah.
Clever, eh?
That's good.
When you're writing it, do you get upset?
Yes, I really did. Particularly there's a couple of scenes about the character you're talking about. Yeah, if I'm writing it, I'm finishing it and I'm crying, and then when I read it again, I'm crying. So if I read stuff back and I cry and I read stuff back and I laugh, I think, OK, that's the job done. But, yeah, because it's about older people, I like to talk about grief, or I feel I have to. I like to talk about, death and all of that. I think you have to do that. You have to be very, very honest about how people's lives are, because then you can have because there are loads of adventures and there are loads of fun and there are loads of new friends, but there's also difficulty. So, yeah, it was hard to write, but I'm glad I did because so many people come and talk to me about it.
And so is everybody. I mean, We Solve Murder. It's not even out yet, being turned into a series already. You've got Steven Spielberg on the phone for the Thursday Murder Club. Well, Big Steve, yeah. Well done, you, Richard. Yeah.
Most importantly, I need my redemption day on House of Games.
On House of Games,
I have to, because
you were so unlucky, Craig, to get so few points. Like day after day, so unlucky.
I'm so unlucky. The questions didn't suit me, Richard.
Yeah, I mean, every single one of them didn't suit you. It was like, honestly, I felt for you.
Can I give the books back I bought? I bought all of my ones. Well done.
Congratulations. Bring some in.
He's fantastic. Look, it's great, and I'm just loving your work.
Thank you, mate.
OK, take care of yourself. Thanks for coming in. Right.
What a voice and what a man. Danny Jones. McFly's very own Danny Jones joins us now. Congratulations. How does it feel?
I'm not good with these compliments. It's amazing. It feels amazing. Like, I really felt the impact of this show. It's incredible. Like, I've reached an audience that isn't, a McFly, a typical McFly fan. So it's quite nice to kind of see that reaction. And like Tom did an amazing post the other day about he's got to dress up as a fish to,
Yeah.
And it was just it's been amazing. Like, we filmed it back in October, so and I went straight onto a McFly tour. So I kind of forgot about it.
So you've had to stay quiet as you like.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's interesting you say that because it's still about the voice. The costumes are amazing, quite theatrical, very fun, but actually it's the voice that won it.
Yeah, there's a bit of pressure on me, obviously, being in a band and
just a little
being a singer.
I think Lorraine Kelly down.
I think that's why I pushed myself, though, on choosing songs that nobody's ever heard me sing, and what were a challenge for me as well. Like, how can I go into this challenging myself and pushing myself and taking it that next step further? And the team were amazing. The vocal coach was amazing, Anna. Shout out to those guys because I was touring at the same time as doing the show, and it was just all at once. But, yeah, incredible experience.
Talk about challenge. I mean, how did you keep that secret? And as well, you kept it a secret from your little boy Cooper.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I saw the video last night, and my heartstrings. Let's have a little...
What the...
Oh, yes.
It's you!
Oh, how lovely was that?
That was
so
amazing.
good.
Do you know, I have to thank my wife for that. She set up that camera. I would have completely missed that and never had that moment ever. It would have been missed, so that was an amazing moment.
Is it hard keeping the secret from everybody? Because I think I'd want to broadcast it, but that's sort of the person I am.
Do you know what? It is. And I left the house every day with this visor on that was only one way, balaclava, a hoodie on that said, "Don't speak to me." And I was the most vulnerable leaving my house and getting into my car. I was thinking, if any neighbours see me now, they'll be thinking this is proper dodge.
He's in the Masked Singer, look.
Yeah, it's proper dodge.
So you don't talk, when you get onto set as well, you don't know the other contestants, you don't see each other. How do you work that?
Oh, I like playing the game though. I was like, oh, look. So if someone was walking by in the corridor, I'd stop and I'd wind them all up and go, look, his shoes, look, he looks like he's in his 40s. He looks like in his 40s with those shoes, got to be. Yeah, so you can't...
So
honestly,
everyone's covered all the time?
Everyone's covered all the time. You don't speak to anybody. It's proper strict. It's like Squid Game. It's literally like you cannot... It's proper strict.
Did you guess any of the other co-stars, you know, when you were behind the scenes?
No, I was trying to.
Did you get any of them right?
Not one of them.
Not one?
Not one of them. I mean, we were really kept separate.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's an amazing job they do on that show of, like, keeping it all separate, you know, and secret.
The costumes are phenomenal, big part of it. What's it like to sing inside of one of those? I want to put it on so badly, I can't even tell you. But, I mean, can you see anything when you're in there? What's it like?
So the eye line's just below, it's kind of just below, so I could see the front row of the audience. It gets very hot in there, very sweaty. It's hard to breathe, which means it's harder to sing.
Because you're actually singing in there, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. You have a microphone on, you have your in-ears in. I've got, like, underlayers on. And I've got a headband on. If you had a GoPro in there, it would have been hilarious. And yeah, you can't see much at all. It's really heavy. I had to train with a weighted vest on. I thought that's a good way of getting used to.
There's training for it then. You've got to train.
Well, I thought I'd do it. I thought I'd, you know, do all my warm-ups and at least practice the song with a weighted vest on, because at least when I get in the costume, it doesn't feel quite as heavy.
Did the costume give you more confidence or less?
I quite liked it. Yeah.
Did you?
Because you got to... There was something quite nice about them not knowing it was me. And then you suddenly become Piranha and start, you know, playing that personality, you know, of Piranha and walking silly and having a laugh with people and, you know, fist-pumping people or fin-pumping people down in the corridor.
Can
and
you
just
dance
having a
in
laugh.
this? Can you move in it much?
Well, I can't dance anyway, so I'm not sure I can dance with a Piranha outfit on. I did a little move in my Bruno Mars song. I did a little side
move. A bit of that.
But no, it becomes more comfortable the more you wear it. But the first time you put it on, it's a complete shock. And you're thinking, I've got to sing Celine Dion with this song. You know, it's madness. It's all madness.
We enjoyed watching you. And your voice,
Thank you so much.
voice is so magic. It is a beautiful, beautiful voice.
Stunning voice.
Thank you so much.
You know, I copped it was you.
Did you really?
Did
Couldn't disguise it. Yeah, because I think your voice is quite individual. So, yeah. I watched some of your acoustic stuff on YouTube. Bit of a secret fan.
I love that.
Place to reveal it.
Do you know what? The reach of this show is incredible.
5 million people.
I know. It's
Amazing.
unbelievable. And I'm so happy I got to do it. And I'm so happy people, you know, like my voice. Because like Tom said, in McFly, we sing certain songs. We've got our albums, we've got our songs. And the McFly fans know what we can do and what we can achieve. And
we've got McFly fans in the Loose
Danny.
Women's studio. They're going to be very annoyed if I don't say hello to them at the moment. So we're going to say thank you to you.
Voice. What a voice and what a man.
Oh,
Danny Jones.
thanks.
McFly's very own Danny Jones joins us now. Congratulations. How does it feel?
I'm not good with these compliments.
Oh, don't.
You know, it's
Come
like,
on.
it's amazing. It feels amazing. Like, I really felt the impact of this show. It's incredible. Like, I've reached an audience that isn't, you know, a typical McFly fan. So it's quite nice to kind of see that reaction. And like Tom did an amazing post the other day about he's got to dress up as a fish to, you know.
Yeah.
And it was just, it's been amazing. Like, we filmed it back in October, so, and I went straight onto a McFly tour. So I kind of forgot about it.
So you've had to stay quiet as you like.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's interesting you say that because it's still about the voice. You know, the costumes are amazing, quite theatrical, very fun, but actually it's the voice that won it.
Yeah, there's a bit of pressure on me, obviously, being in a band and
Just a little
being a singer.
I'm going to take Lorraine Kelly down.
I think that's why I pushed myself, though, on, like, choosing songs that nobody's ever heard me sing. And what were a challenge for me as well. Like, how can I go into this challenging myself and pushing myself and, you know, taking it that next step further? And the team were amazing. The vocal coach was amazing, Anna. Like, shout out to those guys, because I was touring at the same time as doing the show, and it was just all at once. But, yeah, incredible experience.
Talk about challenge. I mean, how did you keep that secret? And as well, you kept it a secret from your little boy Cooper.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, I saw the video last night, and
Yeah.
my heartstrings. Let's have a little.
What the?
Oh, yes.
It's you!
Oh, how lovely was that?
I was
so
amazing.
good.
Do you know, I have to thank my wife for that. She set up that camera. I would have completely missed that and never had that moment ever. It would have been missed, so that was an amazing moment.
Is it hard keeping the secret from everybody? Because I think I'd want to broadcast it, but that's sort of the person I am.
Do you know what? It is. And I left the house every day with this visor on that was only one way, balaclava, a hoodie on that said, "Don't speak to me." And I was the most vulnerable, leaving my house and getting into my car. I was thinking, if any neighbours see me now, they'll be thinking this is proper dodge.
He's in the Masked Singer, look.
Yeah, it's proper dodge.
So you don't talk, when you get onto set as well, you don't know the other contestants, you don't see each other. How do you work that?
Oh, I like playing the game though. I was like, oh, look. So if someone was walking by in the corridor, I'd stop and I'd wind them all up and go, look, his shoes, look, he looks like he's in his 40s. He looks like in his 40s with those shoes, got to be. Yeah, so you can't...
So
honestly,
everyone's covered all the time?
Everyone's covered all the time. You don't speak to anybody. It's proper strict. It's like Squid Game. It's literally like you cannot... It's proper strict.
Did you guess any of the other co-stars, you know, when you were behind the scenes?
No, I was trying to.
Did you get any of them right?
Not one of them.
Not one?
Not one of them. I mean, we were really kept separate.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's an amazing job they do on that show of, like, keeping it all separate, you know, and secret.
The costumes are phenomenal, a big part of it. What's it like to sing inside of one of those? I want to put it on so badly, I can't even tell you. But, I mean, can you see anything when you're in there? What's it like?
So the eye line's just below, it's kind of just below, so I could see the front row of the audience. It gets very hot in there, very sweaty. It's hard to breathe, which means it's harder to sing.
Because you're actually singing in there, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. You have a microphone on, you have your in-ears in. I've got, like, underlayers on. And I've got a headband on. If you had a GoPro in there, it would have been hilarious. And yeah, you can't see much at all. It's really heavy. I had to train with a weighted vest on. I thought that's a good way of getting used to.
That's training for it then. You've got to train.
Well, I thought I'd do it. I thought I'd, you know, do all my warm-ups and at least practice the song with a weighted vest on, because at least when I get in the costume, it doesn't feel quite as heavy.
Did the costume give you more confidence or less?
I quite liked it. Yeah.
Did you?
Because you got to... There was something quite nice about them not knowing it was me. And then you suddenly become Piranha and start, you know, playing that personality, you know, of Piranha and walking silly and having a laugh with people and, you know, fist-pumping people or fin-pumping people down in the corridor.
Can
and
you
just
dance
having a
in
laugh.
it? Can you move in it much?
Well, I can't dance anyway, so I'm not sure I can dance with a Piranha outfit on. I did a little move in my Bruno Mars song. I did a little side...
A bit of that.
But no, it becomes more comfortable the more you wear it. But the first time you put it on, it's a complete shock. And you're thinking, I've got to sing Celine Dion with this on. You know, it's madness. It's all madness.
We enjoyed watching you. And your voice,
Thank you so much.
voice is so magic. It is a beautiful voice.
Stunning voice.
Thank you so much.
You know, I copped it was you.
Did you really?
Couldn't disguise it. Yeah, because I think your voice is quite individual. So, yeah. I watched some of your acoustic stuff on YouTube. Bit of a secret fan.
I love that.
Please to reveal it.
Do you know what? The reach of this show is incredible.
5 million people.
I know. It's
amazing.
Unbelievable. And I'm so happy I got to do it. And I'm so happy people, you know, like my voice. Because like Tom said, in McFly, we sing certain songs. We've got our albums, we've got our songs, and the McFly fans know what we can do and what we can achieve. And
we've got McFly fans in the
Thanks,
Loose
Danny.
Women's Studio. They're going to be very annoyed if I don't say hello to them at the moment. So we're going to say thank you to you.
I'm delighted to say that, well, one of our heroes, Rick, joins us now. It's so nice to see you, Rick.
No, so nice to be
Honestly.
back. It's always great fun.
And you're cooking for us today.
I know.
Well, I'm doing a
treat.
coconut curry from prawn curry. Hope you like your prawns.
We do,
it's
very much.
It's from Calcutta or Kolkata. Yeah.
Just seeing you there with Floyd was just was your first TV performance appearance. I mean, Floyd was so interesting, wasn't he? He was no one really liked. He was kind of like quite rock and roll, really, wasn't he?
Well, he was. I think he brought sort of rock and roll into cooking.
Yeah.
I think he did us all a great favour because it's sort of like, I guess in some ways, sort of being a singer and being in a rock and roll band, it's sort of about bringing pleasure to people, and that's what cooking is.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's sort of...
But it's show business, isn't it?
It's show business.
People go into your restaurant.
It's a tough old scene in kitchens, but there's a bit of rock and roll about it too, you know. It's sort of... I was just minding, actually, my first series, I'm in the kitchen, actually, during a service, and I'm going off on one, saying, like, it's like crazy. It's like the Second World War. It's like stuff coming at you all the time.
I mean, it's so hard to film a series anyway, and then to be working, it's tough.
Yeah.
How did you get on with the crew at the time?
Well, I've always loved crews. You know, I still do. Do you know the real reason I still do TV is because I love the crew I work with.
The banter.
The banter.
Fun.
And also, when you finish work...
Have a drink.
You have a drink.
Yeah.
And you always look forward. We always used to say at 5:29... The toys are put away, and we're going to have a beer.
Go and have a drink and
I
a
met
meal.
a few people that have been working with you down the line, and what they always love is they've never eaten better on a trip in my entire life.
Oh, that's nice of them. You never know.
And yeah, there's something very kind of special about that, isn't it? 'Cause especially when you're on the road with a small crew and they become like properly part of your family.
They are, and
become your friends.
You know, it's like going on holidays with your family. I always think, you know, because we know each other and we have tiffs. But they're not serious because we know exactly how we all operate, you know?
It's so true.
So let's go back to where it all began.
Yeah.
How did the nightclub and freeze-dried curries end up with Rick's Thai? It was just...
Well, I mean, I took over with my best friend Johnny, who took over this club in Padstow in the 70s, this was, and we had a late licence that went on till 1 o'clock in the morning. And in those days, that was in some sort of rural part of Cornwall, it was unheard of. And the licence meant we had to produce food, a substantial meal.
What, in order to have alcohol in there?
Yeah, because it was a supper licence. So the supper for us were these freeze-dried...
Were you a chef at the time or not?
No, I had been a chef when I left school, but I'd forgotten all about it. And, I mean, these curries were terrible, but quite a few of the locals really liked them. I don't know if you remember them. I think they're called Vesta curries.
And what do you do? Is it like a powder?
Add water, Alison. Add water and boil.
Sounds lovely.
But I love that when you go to a nightclub or a big pub or something, and to get around the licensing, there's a pub in Stockwell called the Swan, big Irish pub.
Yeah.
And they used to have this like lazy, was it Lazy Susan or Dumbwaiter? One Dumbwaiter, and then you'd open this hatch and loads of sausage and chips would come out about 12 o'clock at night. It was the most fun.
That was the same thing.
So then, how did that end up being the first restaurant?
Well, I mean, it was just, I suppose, things happen to you for a reason. That's what my wife Sass always says. And we got closed down because we had this nightclub. Both me and Johnny were very green behind the ears, and we couldn't keep order, really. And all these fishermen were coming in unused to a late licence like this, getting inebriated, and there were lots of fights. And eventually the police objected to our licence.
That's Stein's place again. Oh, come on.
And I was declared not a fit and proper person to hold a licence.
Oh, wow.
Right? But then about 4 years later, the inspector that had closed us down, was instrumental, invited me to tea. And he just said, we felt so sorry for you because you were obviously very nice boys and you had no clue. And I said, that was the best thing you did to us because basically, as a result of us being closed down, I opened a restaurant and the rest is sort of history in my terms. You know, it was sort of like, it became not an instant success, but it was successful pretty soon. And that's why I took to cooking. So it's not like I was, you know, hell-bent on being a great chef. I did it because I needed the money.
And the rest is history. You've been making successful shows ever since. And now you've got this successful series. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that was just because I sort of came to the conclusion that actually you can't talk about British food as being like roast beef, Yorkshire pudding, fish and chips, because there's so many different influences coming into the country.
It's changed, hasn't it, over the time?
Changed. So I just decided to do this journey around the country, just trying all different types of cuisine.
So lovely. And I love that, because for me, like, one of the lovely things about working in a show is you meet so many chefs from different places, and you tell a country's history by its food. You know, it's in so many ways, and migration and how those kind of, say, April there, how those sort of foods have come to be part of the nation's story and the character, right?
It is. That's absolutely it. And I mean, I think there's one of the things that I drew from it really is that I think there's quite a lot of things going wrong in the country at the moment, but actually, I think in food terms, it's very positive.
Yeah, there's a lot going right.
There's a lot going right, and I think really when you're sharing food with people, you don't want to be sort of aggressive with them. You want to be sort of like, and so you always have good conversations. That's, I think, why my series have worked so well, because wherever I am, people want to talk about their own food.
And it's those characters that stick in your mind. Did anyone's really resonate with you on your travel?
Well, certainly in this particular series, I just had this wonderful time in Morecambe in Lancashire. There was these two people, one who I met 20 years ago doing potted shrimps, but this fantastic guy on a tractor going right out to Morecambe Sands, about 4 or 5 miles.
My goodness.
The thing about it was his tractor, it was so rusty and old. And I was saying, he was called Ray, and I said, Ray, do you ever sort of worry when you're out there you will break down? He said, oh, yeah, we do break down occasionally. And I'm thinking, the time...
I know.
It's unbelievable. And he just fixed it there,
Yeah. And it's just... He just really touched my heart, because he's such a sort of British character.
And just very briefly, right, you've got the tour as well. Tell us about
Yeah, well, I'm just doing a stage tour, actually, because I'm sort of quite... I just like an audience. It's funny, you know, because I'm a chef.
You're good
Why
with
would
people,
I like
though.
an audience?
You are good with people.
But I just, you know, I'm sure you've felt it, that when you get a great reaction from people in an audience, it just spurs you on to do sort of good things. And I'm so looking forward.
Oh, an evening with you would be great. So listen, Rick Stein's Food Stories continues Monday to Friday on BBC Two at 6:30. Catch up available on BBC iPlayer. Tickets all on sale now for an evening with Rick Stein on the UK tour, and Rick is hanging around with us. Yeah.